Hi, I'm Sophie. I've been married to Mark for 3 years now, and honestly, life was pretty great until last month. His mom, Patricia, and I had our ups and downs, but I tried to keep things smooth. She had this friend, Linda, who was always hanging around family gatherings, talking about her medical experience. Sophie, honey, you look so pale, Linda said at our Sunday dinner, reaching across the table to touch my hand. Are you feeling all right? Just been tired lately, I replied, pulling my hand back. Work's been crazy. I used to work in healthcare, Linda continued, her eyes lighting up. I can tell when something's wrong. Have you been having any other symptoms? Dizziness? Shortness of breath? Mark squeezed my shoulder. Babe, maybe you should get checked out. Linda knows what she's doing, Patricia chimed in. She worked at that hospital for years. Weren't you a physician's assistant, Linda? Linda smiled mysteriously. Something like that. Sophie, I really think you should come by my place. I have some equipment and I can run a few tests. Save you the trouble of waiting at a clinic for hours. I don't know. I hesitated. Oh, don't be silly, Patricia insisted. Linda's helped half the neighborhood. Remember when she diagnosed Margaret's thyroid problem? That's really kind, but I insist, Linda interrupted. Tomorrow afternoon, I'll make sure you're taken care of properly. The next day, I found myself in Linda's home office, which looked legitimate enough with medical posters and equipment. She took my blood pressure, asked questions, and then said I needed a blood transfusion for severe anemia. Are you sure? I asked nervously. Shouldn't I go to a hospital? Sophie, I've done hundreds of these, Linda assured me, preparing an IV. Hospitals will charge you thousands. I'm doing this as a favor to Patricia's family. What's my blood type? Did you test it? Of course I did. You're A positive. This won't take long. Can I see the test results? You don't trust me? Linda's tone sharpened slightly. It's not that. Sophie, dear, Linda's a professional, Patricia interrupted from the corner. Stop being difficult. She's trying to help you. Something felt wrong, but Patricia was sitting right there, smiling and nodding. Linda's saved us so much money over the years, dear. She's helped so many people in our community. You should be grateful. Within minutes of the transfusion starting, I felt terrible. My body started shaking and I couldn't breathe properly. Linda, something's wrong, I gasped. You're fine, just relax. She's turning red, Patricia shrieked. What's happening? Call 911, I managed to scream before everything went dark. I woke up in a real hospital 3 days later. Mark was beside my bed, looking exhausted and furious. What happened? I whispered. You almost died, he said, his voice shaking. They said you had a severe transfusion reaction. Sophie, what blood type are you? I don't know. Linda said A positive. You're O negative. She gave you the wrong blood. Mark stood up, pacing. The ER doctor said if we'd gotten there 10 minutes later, you wouldn't have made it. But Linda said she tested. Sophie. Mark grabbed my hand. Linda's not a doctor. She's not even a nurse. She dropped out of medical school 30 years ago and worked as a hospital receptionist. My mouth went dry. What? Dr. Chen wants to talk to you, Mark said. She's been asking questions. The police might get involved. A woman in a white coat entered. Sophie, I'm Dr. Chen. How are you feeling? Confused? Scared? Dr. Chen pulled up a chair. I need to ask you some questions about who administered this transfusion. Your husband mentioned someone named Linda? Linda Morrison. She's my mother-in-law's friend. She said she was qualified. Do you have her contact information? What she did is a serious crime. Is that really necessary? Patricia's voice came from the doorway. It was an honest mistake. Mrs. Williams, your friend nearly killed your daughter-in-law, Dr. Chen said firmly. This wasn't a mistake. This was medical fraud. 2 days later, I was home, but still weak. Mark's sister, Jessica, came by with information that made my blood boil. I did some digging, Jessica said, sitting on our couch. Linda's been doing this for years. I found 3 other people in the neighborhood she's treated. Are they okay? I asked. One guy ended up with a kidney infection after she gave him antibiotics that were expired veterinary medication. Another woman got a staph infection from Linda's sterile equipment. Mark's jaw clenched. How is she not in jail? Because no one reported her, Jessica said. Everyone was too embarrassed or didn't want to make waves. And your mom? She looked at me apologetically. Patricia's been covering for her, telling people not to pursue it. She what? Mark exploded. I'm sorry, Mark, but we need to talk to Mom. When Patricia arrived that evening, she immediately went on the defensive. You called me over here to attack me? She snapped. Mom, Sophie almost died, Mark said. Linda committed a crime. It was a mistake. Linda feels terrible about it. Feels terrible? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Patricia, she lied about being a doctor. She has medical experience. She was a receptionist, Jessica interrupted. She filed paperwork, Mom. She answered phones and scheduled appointments. She never went to medical school. She never even finished her first year. You don't understand, Patricia said, her voice rising. Linda's been through so much. Her husband left her, she lost her job. I've been helping her make ends meet by referring people to her services. You've been helping her commit fraud, Mark said coldly. You've been putting people in danger for years. Don't you dare speak to me like that. I'm your mother. And Sophie's my wife. She could have died because of your friend's lies and your enabling. Patricia turned to me. Sophie, you're making too big a deal of this. Just drop it. Linda said she'll apologize. She'll make it right. Apologize? I stood up, shaking with anger. I don't want her apology. I want her held accountable. You're being vindictive. I'm being smart. What if the next person dies? There won't be a next person, Patricia insisted. Linda promised she'll stop. That's not good enough, I said firmly. Her promises mean nothing. She's proven that already. Patricia's face went cold. If you pursue this, you'll tear this family apart. No, Mom, Mark said. You already did that by choosing Linda over Sophie's safety. Patricia stormed out, slamming the door. Jessica put her hand on my shoulder. I found a lawyer. Her name's Rachel Torres. She specializes in medical malpractice and fraud cases. She's tough and has a high conviction rate. The next morning, we met Rachel in her office. She was sharp-eyed and direct. Tell me everything, Rachel said, recording our conversation. I walked her through the entire incident. She took notes, occasionally asking clarifying questions. This is clear medical fraud and endangerment, Rachel said. We have criminal and civil options. Criminal charges could put her in prison. Civil suit would get you damages. I want both, I said without hesitation. Good. I'll need the hospital records, Dr. Chen's testimony, and statements from the other victims Jessica found. Will this be hard to prove? Mark asked. Are you kidding? She impersonated a medical professional and nearly killed someone. The DA will jump on this case. How long will this take? I asked. Depends on whether she pleads out or goes to trial, Rachel explained. But with the evidence we have, I'd say she'll plead. Most frauds do when they're caught this red-handed. 6 months, maybe a year at most. Rachel arranged for me to meet with Detective Morrison, no relation to Linda, to give my statement. But first, she suggested I confront Linda directly, with a wire. Get her to admit what she did, Rachel advised. Her own words will bury her. Linda agreed to meet me at a coffee shop, probably thinking she could smooth things over. I sat across from her, the recording device hidden under my jacket. Sophie, I'm so glad you agreed to meet, Linda began, reaching for my hand. I pulled back. Don't touch me. I understand you're upset, but... Upset? I almost died. It was an accident, Linda said quickly. I thought I checked your blood type correctly. How did you check it, Linda? With what equipment? She hesitated. I have a test kit at home. Do you have a medical license? Sophie, that's not... Do you have a medical license? A nursing degree? Any actual medical qualification? Linda's face flushed. I have years of experience. As a receptionist, you answered phones and scheduled appointments. I learned a lot working in that environment. I watched procedures. I studied medical textbooks on my own time. You learned enough to nearly kill me? To give me the wrong blood type? It was one mistake, Linda's voice rose. I've helped dozens of people. They were all fine. You've committed fraud dozens of times. That's what you're saying. No one else complained because Patricia bullied them into staying quiet. I leaned forward. But I'm not staying quiet. I'm pressing charges. Linda's expression changed from defensive to desperate. Sophie, please. If this goes public, I'll lose everything. I'll go to jail. My whole life will be ruined. You should go to jail. You're dangerous. It won't happen again, I swear. I'll stop practicing. I'll never do it again. I'll disappear if I have to. You're not practicing medicine, Linda. You never were. You're running a con. I was trying to help people. Tears started rolling down her face. Medical care is so expensive. I was providing a service. You were playing doctor and you almost killed me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't care about your apology, I said coldly. Sorry doesn't fix what you did to me. Sorry doesn't erase the damage to my organs. Sorry doesn't give me back those 3 days I was unconscious. Please, Sophie, think about Patricia. Think about your family. I am thinking about my family and future victims. You need to be stopped. Linda's tears dried up fast, replaced by anger. You're going to regret this. Patricia will never forgive you. Mark will have to choose between you and his mother. He already chose. He chose his wife who almost died over his mother's criminal friend. You ungrateful little... Linda caught herself. I should have let you suffer. There it is. Your real personality showing through finally. You think you're so high and mighty? Linda stood up, her chair scraping loudly. I'll fight this. I'll tell everyone you're lying. I'll make your life hell. Go ahead, I said calmly. I have witnesses, hospital records, and your other victims ready to testify. Linda grabbed her purse. This isn't over. You're right. It's not over until you're behind bars. She left, and I sat there shaking. But I'd gotten what I needed, her admission on tape. The next few weeks moved fast. Detective Morrison arrested Linda for practicing medicine without a license, fraud, and reckless endangerment. The DA piled on charges after Jessica's contacts came forward with their own stories. Rachel filed the civil suit simultaneously. We're going after everything she has, Rachel told me. Assets, whatever insurance she has, future earnings if necessary. Patricia tried one last intervention, showing up at our house unannounced. Sophie, please drop the charges, she begged. Linda's attorney says she could get 10 years. Good, I said simply. How can you be so heartless? Heartless? Patricia, your friend almost killed me and you're defending her. She made a mistake. Mark stepped between us. Mom, stop. Just stop. This is your wife poisoning you against me. No, Mark said firmly. This is me choosing to protect my wife from your enabling behavior. Linda committed crimes. Multiple crimes. She needs to face consequences. After everything I've done for you, you chose a con artist over your son's wife. Don't talk to me about what you've done for me. Patricia's face crumpled. If you let this continue, I'll never forgive you. Then I guess you'll never forgive me, Mark said. Leave, now. 3 months later, I sat in the courtroom watching Linda's sentencing. She'd pled guilty to avoid trial, probably because the evidence was overwhelming. Her attorney tried for a lighter sentence, but the judge wasn't having it. The judge looked disgusted. Miss Morrison, you systematically defrauded vulnerable people seeking medical care. You endangered lives for profit. I'm sentencing you to 8 years in prison, followed by 5 years probation. You are permanently barred from any healthcare-related work. Linda started crying, but I felt nothing. No pity, no satisfaction, just relief that she couldn't hurt anyone else. Outside the courthouse, Rachel shook my hand. The civil suit settled. She's paying you $300,000 from her assets and insurance. I'm donating it, I said, to programs that help people afford real medical care. Jessica hugged me. How are you feeling? Stronger than I've been in years. Better than I ever expected to feel after everything. Mark wrapped his arm around me. Mom's still not speaking to us. I know. Are you okay with that? Honestly, yeah. I don't want people in our lives who value comfort over accountability. She made her choice, and I made mine. Your mom called me yesterday, Jessica added. She wanted me to convince you both to forgive Linda. What did you tell her? I asked. That forgiveness is an ode to people who show no remorse. Linda's only sorry she got caught. Exactly, Mark agreed. She had years to stop and chose not to. 6 months post-trial, I was fully recovered physically and mentally stronger. Dr. Chen had become a friend, checking in regularly. You did a brave thing, she told me over coffee. Most people wouldn't have pushed this hard. You saved lives. Someone had to stop her, I shrugged. I just happened to survive to do it. You did more than survive. You protected future victims. She was right. 2 more of Linda's victims had come forward during the trial. Who knows how many others she would have hurt? Patricia eventually reached out, but only to say Linda asked if I'd write a letter supporting her parole someday. My response was simple. No, never. That bridge was burned and I had no intention of rebuilding it. Some people don't deserve forgiveness. Some actions don't deserve second chances. I learned that standing up for yourself isn't vindictive. It's necessary. Justice isn't about revenge. It's about preventing harm and holding people accountable. Now I'm focused on moving forward with the people who actually value my life and well-being. What would you do if someone endangered your life and their friends defended them? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life stories.